terms of the audience of this podcast in the B2B world, like what sort of activities and what sort of content should people be doing either for their teams? And you mentioned like founder-led stuff. You know, what do you recommend people do?
I think it's it starts with the principles at the beginning of the book, because most of the ideas and the techniques and stuff within the book, they only really work if you kind of have your stuff together. Assuming this is a family podcast, Chris.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
You know, and I think that means being authentic and having values and a culture and these sorts of things. So, you know, if you have all of that stuff down, my advice is don't overthink it. Get your team involved, see how they'd like to contribute, whether that's doing videos, blog posts, you know, getting out to networking events, you know, find what suits them and allow them to share without sort of overly policing it. You know, go for the authenticity piece. Most of my LinkedIn posts aren't me saying, hey, you know, if you want to make another £1 million next year, you know, if I had to start my agency again, here's the 5 things I'd, you know, because I just find that stuff just really fake and sort of, yeah, it's not that these people don't know what they're talking about. I'm sure they do, and I'm sure they're really successful, but it's not very relatable. And it you know, for me, I'd much rather share like, hey, here's how I messed up last week. here's what happened last week, and share the good and the bad, because the number one currency for marketing is trust, and trust comes with, I always say trust starts with truth. You know, you have to be real and you have to own the good and the bad, and people are more likely to believe, you know, what you're trying to push and what you're trying to sell if they know that you're also really honest about stuff that maybe is less glamorous or less, you know, of a positive. So that for me is what I always start with, is put out authentic content, get your team involved and start there.